What is up, guys? It's Trickshot here. Today we got a little Fortnite building tutorial for you. This should cover the basis of everything you need to know for Fortnite Battle Royale. I'm doing it here in the PvE Save the World campaign, just to make it a little bit easier as far as resource-wise, not getting shot at. But jumping right into it, we're going to start on with the wall. Now, walls are pretty simple. There's different variations you can make to the wall. If you come over here and look at this, we have the base wall. If you take off the top layer, it'll make it down to a 2-high wall, which is enough for you to look over and enough fully cover your body. Moving on a little further, we have the 3-long knee-high wall. Now what you do to make this is you just start at the top left corner, and you take out the first 2 rows, and now this wall can be edited even further down to a little 2 long wall. Now what you can also do with the 2-high wall is if you get rid of the middle 2, you can add a door into them as well. The door actually can be moved to either side of the wall. It does not have to be in the center. Just like this, you can throw it on the left or right. Moving on to the windows, we have a nice big old hole here. If you take out the midsection, you'll have yourself a nice big shooty hole. Moving on to the next one, so if you take out the either side of the left or right in the middle section, you can get 2 tiny windows. And then you do not have to have 2, you can take out just 1 window. And then this one also can be moved to either side of the wall. And then you can also add in a door as well if you take out the 2 rows. And then you can have a door on either side. It is switchable. Moving on to doors, you can either choose from putting in the center or on the sides. The sides are transferable, and you can also, once again, add a window into them. Onto the archways. Now these ones are a little bit tricky. There's not really much of an application for them. Basically what you do is you take out the middle section, the bottom row, and that should make your little archway. Now this one also has sort of a half arch you can make, is if you start with a full incomplete wall, or completed wall, and then you take out 4 in the shape of a square in any of the corners at the bottom, you'll be able to make a half arch. Moving on to the columns, what you can do is you can edit a full wall and take out 2 vertical sections. You can now build your little 3-high column. This can be edited down into a 2-high column, enough for you to look over. And then moving on to the triangle pyramid section. Now if you start with a full complete wall and then take out an L shape at either corner, you can make a sort of right triangle shape. Now this also can be mirrored to the other side, as well as switching the corners as well. You can just take like this from your full square, and then if you take the bottom L shape out of a corner, you will have yourself a triangle. Moving on to the leaning pyramid, all you need to do is take out 1 corner of the pyramid, and it'll have sort of a leaning, sort of pointed section. Then there's also the ramp style rooftop. A lot of people find this useful in the start of a match. If you change your rooftop section, it kind of is a good replacement to stairs. And then there is also the corner section. This is a very good build to use if you are at the end of a match and you build your little tower straight up. Taking out its opposite corners will give you sort of a 2-sided little walking section. And then last but not least, we have the sort of my personal favorite. It's like a replacement to stairs. If you get rid of an L shape from the corner, you can sort of peek up and walk up and appear on both sides. Moving on to the stairs section of the build, we're going to start with the basic double wide stairs. Now basically if you want to switch the direction of the stairs, you want to start in between the sections at the little tiny cross middle, and then drawing from one side to the other will change the direction of the stairs. And if you simply just want to reset it, if they're a bad, just click the right stick and you should be fine. Now moving on to the first type of build is if you start at one corner and just go straight forward, you will have yourself a sort of straight set of stairs that leads you all the way up. And then next you can go from just kind of continue around the square, starting going forward and then going left will take you to a sort of L-shaped corner stair. And this can also be mirrored as well. It does not have to be the one direction. And then at the end here we have a sort of U-shaped stair. If you just start in one corner, draw to the left and draw back, or once again this also can be mirrored if you draw all the way back. And just sort of a I need to go up a floor and turn around type deal. And yeah, those are all the different stair designs inside of Fortnite. Moving on to the floor sections, once again these are not too difficult. There's not many applications for them inside Battle Royale that I have found up until late game. But here we have your basic 4x4 floor panel. This is really just, your basic, as simple as it gets. And then you have your simple floor panel with one corner edited out. It does not matter what corner it is. could be the top left, top right, or the bottom left. Now this is sort of useful as a sort of like an end game if there's people underneath you and you have like a sort of, let me give you an example, sort of like a sky fort thing looking like this. If you don't know how to get to them underneath you, you can just edit out a square and use it a way to look underneath you. Moving on over to the double wides, you have your normal square, and if you build up like if you take out 2, you will have yourself a little wall that can protect you. Not really much of a use for it other than just sort of a leg cover. If they're down below you, they really can't look up and see you. And then you have your basic, I really haven't, not really basic, but I haven't found a use for this yet inside a Battle Royale. If you take out the opposite corners, you will have yourself a weird sort of cross path. It's not really useful in the fact that it's sort of just awkward. And then if you have your all but one corner, you get a little bit of a cover, sort of half circle. And then it's more of, I don't know, it's more useful if you build like a trap tower near the end of the match and try to get just funny kills. Other than that, I really don't see a application for it in Battle Royale. But now, that is all you have for floor sections. Moving on to the applications of this in a match. Now, what you can do is, in case of anything you get into a fight, it's the most common thing to do in multiplayer, is build yourself your 4 walls, and then build your staircase. Now, this is sort of a thing that everyone does. It's just sort of, something you should know how to do. Now, using the current builds that you have learned in this video, what you can do is you can take this a step further, and then take your 4 walls. And if you are fast enough or have it pre-made before the start of the match, you can build your corner roof. Now I prefer this whenever I'm like in my little square, because basically I can see out of this side, shoot over here, and as well I can also see over here should anyone be coming up behind me. One thing you should know is that height in Fortnite is key to winning most of your gunfights. So what you could do is, if you're fast enough or before any fight, basically take your walls up. Make sure you use your more durable materials, as you will most likely be getting shot at during this process. Build your 4 walls, and if you are fast enough, you can get height advantage on your opponent rather quickly. Now what I like to do as soon as I get high enough advantage over them, this could be an endgame strat as well as just something you do immediately. Place a whole bunch of floor panels. Right, so what you're going to do is, once you get to the top, you're going to want to build out your stairs. And then you're going to want to take the roof section that has the curve on the other side in order to continue like the nice smoothness of your wall. And what this will allow you to do is have a nice little view angle from all the way around your fort. And in a very close end game, it can be really useful to have a wall like this. And now with the floor panels, what you can do is edit out, if they're underneath you, you can edit them out so you can see underneath and hopefully, find somebody. And that is how you build all the constructions in Fortnite. If you guys found this video helpful, like, comment down below, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll have more tutorials up in the future, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace!